To those who are not wealthy, I say, be not disheartened by the fact that you cannot give to your children the most expensive cell phones or the most popular brand names. These things do not matter, period. And they most assuredly do not matter when there is love and when there is guidance and moral instruction in the home. A strong and solid love, tireless efforts to shape your child's character, constantly showing your child the difference between right and wrong, and most of all, you're trying to the best of your ability to be a good and decent example to your child, will go much, much further in securing your child's future than anything that can be bought in any store in St. Kitts, Nevis, or anywhere else in the world. You have the power to rear good, decent, and worthy men and women of character and import in this country. And this you must strive to do. Those who are wealthy, I say, be careful. Do not overestimate your ability to rear good, decent, and worthy men and women simply because of the material comforts and economic security that you can offer. We are more than physical beings, and far more than those things that money can buy. Children need emotional, moral, and spiritual mooring if they are to make it through the storms of life long after you, our parents, are gone. Only you can provide this to them, and this you must. What am I saying then as we stand together at the dawn of yet another year as a nation? I am saying that regardless of our economic or social status, what the children and young people of this nation need, really, really need, to make it through the trials of life, are people to guide them, to encourage them, to rein them in, to support them, to say no when we must, and to stir within their breast a well-developed conscience on matters great and small, for therein lies the only hope of any nation. We must think about more than our children, however. We must think also about the aging members of our families. What is our attitude toward them? No matter how busy our days, no matter how glorious our careers, no matter how exciting our fun times, it is our inescapable duty as human beings to make that financial and other sacrifices that care of our aged relatives requires. It is our duty to encourage attitudes of respect and helpfulness on the part of young members of our families toward the old. It is our duty to encourage positive communication and positive interaction between the older generation and the young, whether there is resistance at first or not. These are our duties, and these we must meet, because it is through the meeting of responsibilities, and only through the meeting of responsibilities and obligations and duties of many types that calm, pleasant, and peaceful societies are built. Fellow citizens, whenever we strive to make our families one of the positive, thoughtful, and considerate members of this society, and whenever we encourage our churches, our workplaces, and our private clubs to help our other families to become thoughtful and considerate members of our society as well, we contribute to the well-being of this country in ways that this occasion does not permit us enough time to describe. But I know that you know the type of benefits that people of goodwill, rich and poor, young and old, working together in any society can have. What we do know intuitively is that in the process, we will be making this country that we love the kind of place in which we would wish to grow old, and the kind of place where we would want our children and of course our grandchildren to be. Today also, I respectfully call upon the older members of our society to offer the value of their years to the rest of us. Grandfathers, grandmothers, older members of society, you are uniquely positioned to provide solid guidance. You are uniquely positioned to provide strict discipline and living, encouraging moral instruction to the young and even the not so young. Who better than you to warn them of life's pitfalls, to fill them with a sense of life's possibilities, to urge them to keep trying and keep striving no matter how cold the night, no matter how rocky the road? Who better than you to enrich them with the wisdom of your years, no matter your rank or station in life? The state of the family does indeed determine the fate of the nation. As Benjamin Disraeli reminded us, as far back as the 19th century, let us never forget that, and I quote, "No success in public life can compensate for failure in the home," end of quote. And most of all, though, let us remember Ephesians, where we are offered the key to positive family life. In that book of the Bible, parents and children alike, they are urged, they are instructed and ordered to relate to each other always in a spirit of self-control, a spirit of cooperation, and a spirit of respect. If the family is to function as it should, fellow citizens, if our nation is to function as it should, if we are to have the peace and stability that we want and deserve, this is what all within the family and all who are without really must do. Fellow citizens, residents and friends, even as we rightly focus on strengthening and improving the behavior, morality, and standards of our immediate families, let us also be mindful of the importance in this small nation of expanding our definition of family as well. In our companies and in our corporations, in our churches, sport clubs, and other organizations, let us find imaginative ways to stress to others the importance of responsible parenting, responsible spending, responsible elder care, responsible recreation, responsible personal relations, responsible reproduction. In other words, let us spread the word of simply being responsible, because it is only through the meeting of our responsibilities that we as a people will achieve our full and glorious potential. And of course, it is in this context that on behalf of the government and the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, I do congratulate and do commend all of our 27th anniversary independence honorees and their families. And these are Mr. Arnaldo Richards, awarded the Star of Merit, and Dr. Spencer Amory, and Mr. Spencer Howell, awarded the Medal of Honor. Best wishes to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis on this, our 27th anniversary of independence. May God forever bless this land that we all so dearly love. Thank you. Thank you, my fellow citizens, residents, and friends. Thank you.